Right, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to concentrate on getting this Rover 75 trading up project on the go. So I'll just spin you around. So this is the car that we've got for our trading up series. Just pumping the tyres up at the minute because these two were pretty much flat. So yeah, it's been sat here for probably the best part of a few months, I'm going to say. That did have MOT on it. I think it still has got MOT on it actually, so I think it runs out in October. But I've charged the battery up as well because there's a doorknob, and that only brought up to about 36% life, so we'll just have to see if it starts. Oh, there we go. Let's take this off. And let's get it round onto the ramp. If that'll move. Oh, we're moving. Right, let's have a little bit of an update of where we stand so far. So I'm just going to knock it all up on this whiteboard here. I'm not going to go through each individual part price. I'm just going to go from where we started to where we are now. So the initial pot after selling that Rover 25 was £800. We then bought the Metro, which was £500. Then midway through doing the Metro, we then bought the Rover 75, which is behind us. That cost us £250, which then leaves £50 left in the pot. Now we had to buy some parts for the Metro and for the Rover 75. So whatever, we obviously only have £50 left in the pot. So everything else literally came out of my own pocket. So the Metro parts came in at £664.41. That's everything. That's the replacement sill panels, that's paint, materials, the floor mats, everything that you saw us do in the videos, that is in there. So we're now £614 in the red. So we'll might as well add on the Rover 75 parts. And they were a total of £579.40, which now leaves us £1,193.89 in the red. So that is now money owed to me. Now we did sell the Metro for £1,500, so we'll stick that on there and see where that ends up. So with the Metro sale and paying back all the debt, we've now left with a pot of £306.11. But we do have a Rover 75 and all the parts to fix it. So I'm hoping that when we sell said Rover 75 for what I consider to be market value when it's all done of around £1,800, we should have about £2,100 to play with. And then hopefully That should then set us back square to where we need to be. We'll buy something different and repair that one. Try not to blow the budget. The only reason why we blew the budget really was this came along so cheap that I had to buy it and thought that would be a perfect candidate for the Trading Up series. Plus I wanted to give you something in the meantime while I was repairing and welding up the Metro, but obviously that didn't happen, so there we go. Right, so with that out of the way with, I've got hopefully a little bit of a plan on what we're going to be doing. I'm going to split this Rover 75 up into 4 areas basically. So we're going to do the interior, we're going to do the external mechanical, and then we've got the servicing, and then it's going to go for a full detail. Now I'm not going to bore you with the full detail again because I've done 2 videos of that now, one on the Rover 25 and one on the Metro. I'm not going to go as far as ceramic coating this purely because we're just wasting money on product basically, but we are going to give it a bloody good clean and a good machine polish. Now with that all addressed, I think the first thing I'm going to tackle in this episode is going to be the interior. And boy, we've got a lot of work to do. Right, and just like that, we're on the other ramp now. It's literally been about a month since I've recorded that last clip. Just got super busy, had a holiday, etc, etc, etc. Really need to get on and do this now and get it gone and move on to the next project. So as I said in the previous clip, I'm going to crack on with the interior. As you can see, it's very dirty. We got all that to put back together. I've had a new stereo which was supplied with the car, one of them little touchscreen Android things, so hopefully that will fit and work. If not, we'll have to do something else. We've got all sorts of charger wires and microphones hanging down. Need to get rid of all that. A little bit of headlining to glue back up. The rest of the headline is actually okay. I've got a back seat full of parts for this car. Clip that light back up. As I say, we've got a lot to do, and hopefully this episode is going to be all about the interior. These 2 driver side door locks don't unlock. They'll lock the car, but when you go to unlock it, they don't unlock. So I think I've brought 2 new central locking actuators to go into there. I've got 2 sets of mats. I've got a nice genuine set. I've got a nice set off eBay as well. So just got to decide which ones to put on, whether to put the genuine. To be fair, the eBay ones are probably better feel than the genuine Rover ones, but we've got some here. I think they are just generic ones. I don't think they are Rover ones, because the Rover ones have got that sort of stitching around the outside, where these generic eBay ones just seems a bit nicer, that's all. Right, so I'm gonna crack on. I'm not gonna do any how-tos. As I say, we've got a lot of work to do on this car, so I'm just gonna crack on, get some bits done, and hopefully we have some kind of footage to put together for a half decent video anyway. Right, crack on. I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to crack on and do these door locks. Right, so I've got the key here. You can see that pin is up. I've left this door open. I'm not sure if that'll work with the door open or not, but if I lock it, oh, not that key. No, it's not going to do it because Doors open, I think. See if I do it with the bonnet open. Oh, there we go. That's the door locked. All the doors are locked. So if I unlock the doors, you can see them two pins are up. That one and that one is not. We'll try and press it again. They don't seem to. I mean, you can hear it in the door, but it's just not. Yeah. So as I say, I've already bought 2 door locks, just second-hand ones, I think they were, off eBay. I'm just going to crack on and get it changed. We'll start off with this one, I think. Right, as I said, not how to, but I will let you know how to take these door panels off. It's literally a screw in there. These are all on push clips, so you just need to pull them out, and then you have to lift the whole door panel up, and then this bit attaches. You get left with this little bit on here, so you then have to take that off and then slide that back up into the door panel, and then when you fit the door panel, it's literally just a push fit, and then do that screw up. Obviously you got a wire and a cable here, but nice and easy. Got the lock switched over, so that's the old one that don't work. So let's see if it works. That's a good start. It's probably locked anyway. There we go. Good job I left the door open, isn't it? Right. That opens and closes. That one's open. Right, lock. The bonnet's open, that's why it's beeping its horn. But hopefully, there we go. Lovely old job. So as we can see, this one's not popping up. So just got this one to do now. Again, I've got another lock here, so hopefully that's good. Apparently it's been tested. So right, let's chuck this door panel back on, get this door panel off, get that lock changed over, and then hopefully we'll have a full set of locks. Right, number 2 lock has been replaced, so hopefully all being well. That's fine. This one don't seem to be working. Locks. Almost like it wants to try, but it's literally pulling that back down again. Right, let's have another attempt, I reckon. Right, so when you lock it, I've shut the boot down now, so hopefully it won't beat the horn anymore. You can definitely hear it working inside. But it's just not doing the locking bit. So I think we'll take this back out again and see if there's something wrong with it. Don't think there's anything wrong with the installation. I mean, I do loads of these, and I know it's a second-hand part and all that, but as I say, it sounds like it's working. So let's take it apart again and See if we can find something. Right, so both of these locks do exactly the same thing. They lock, but they don't unlock, and the central locking bit is working. If I can get that to hold in, you'll see it lock. So that's now locked, and if I unlock, you'll see it working, but I don't actually unlock. So that's that, and to actually get it to unlock, this little bit needs to come up. Trying to do it one hand is bloody impossible. So that's now unlocked. And if we get the key and lock it, you'll see it lock. But you can see this bit moving here, but I don't actually move this bit here, which is the locking mechanism, until we do that. So, not entirely sure what's going on there. Both of them do exactly the same. So I'm going to say that this motor here, which is my new one, which said tested along this back cover here, don't actually work. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to go on eBay and buy another one. In the meantime, we can crack on and do a couple of other little jobs. Right, I've ordered a new lock for this door. I've actually ordered a driver's and a passenger one because that's the same price to get two than it was just to buy one. So I thought, bugger it, I'll just order the two. I then got another driver's side door lock. That's going to be a couple of days yet, so not really much we can do about that. I'll leave it all stripped apart just because. But in the meantime, I've given this back area a little bit of a clean. So here's a couple of before shots. And here is the finished result. Now don't get me wrong, it's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was. I've given the carpets a bit of a vacuum, the seats a vacuum, and then I've gone over with this tornado gun thing. You put a load of detergent in the bottom and it just literally blows out air and detergent, and it's really good to upset the carpet and disturb all that dirt and obviously clean it, and then you just vacuum it up. So that's all done, and then the leather, we just again use the tornado, and then we just use a cloth just to wipe the detergent down. So that is that. So I think, well, I was going to say the back is done, but it isn't. We've got that light. I did try and fit the light back up, but that's broken, so I'm going to have to order another light. But you can see what I've got to deal with. That was the state of the back. Now this driver's seat is a little bit worn, a little bit discoloured and stuff. That will clean up, but you can just see what I've got to deal with in the sense of cleaning wise. It's pretty much the same on the passenger side, just dirt everywhere basically, but that is what it is. We'll get there eventually. Now I ended up using the genuine Rover mats. I was going to use the non-genuine mats because of the leather trim. It sort of matches the seat a bit better, but the colour difference, if I get this Rover one out, the colour matches the carpet and the interior a little bit better, and this is a little bit of a greeny beige, so it again complements the green paintwork rather than the in-your-face bright beige. So I've gone with the Rover mats. So that is the back bit pretty much done, apart from the light. I'm quite chuffed at how it's turned out. So yeah, that's literally taken me all afternoon to replace that lock, sort that lock out, and do the back cleaning part. So I'm going to go home and I'll pick this up probably tomorrow. I've got some time tomorrow, so hopefully I can pick up tomorrow and we can get on and fit the radio and all the trims and get that bit back together and hopefully clean the inside of this. Right, I appreciate that you probably didn't see most of that time lapse, but all I was doing is basically just seeing what wires did what, where they went, and yeah, taking some tom-tom wiring out basically, because we won't need that. I was also trying to repair this glove box. That'll go down, but one of the pins on this side is missing, so as you can see, that do that still opens and closes, but I'm going to see if I can get a pin for the glove box rather than trying to find a new glove box. And also down here there's this trim that was all half hanging out, and the little trim underneath there was all half hanging out. So just putting all that back together basically. So now, again, the only other thing that I can really see an issue is this little charger port here that didn't have the original cigarette lighter port, and it had a load of wires go in the back. Not that you can probably see that, there you go, in the back of that charger port. So I think I might have to try and find another charger port, just a generic cigarette lighter one. And as you can see, the wires have all been cut about as well with some bloody chocolate blocks. So hopefully I can find a vehicle somewhere around the vicinity that I can nab the charger port out with a little bit of wiring, so we can solder that all back together properly. But now the only wire that I don't know what it is this like brown wire that goes to behind the fuse box panel somewhere. So I think I'm just going to leave that in place. But we have got the original aerial, and we've got the switches for the windows and stuff like that, some radio connections, some more radio connections. Again, I don't really know what this one's for, but it's all original. So yeah, that's all like radio connection. This is all radio connection here as well, this block of thing. Again, there was a cut wire here which had the reverse camera wire crimped into. We're not going to bother putting a reverse camera, and there's got one fitted. I might plug it in and see if it works, but I doubt it because all the wiring in the boot is a bit manky and it looks like it's been trodden on a million times. And then we've got our satellite receiver, GPS signal receiver, our DAB radio receiver, although that GPS signal receiver looks to be not feeling very well. That looks a bit cut, so I don't think we'll be putting the GPS back in. And then I've got this other one which I think is the other DAB aerial. There's two on here, and then we've got this one here which I believe could be this microphone, but again I'm not 100% sure and I don't know what's in the kit. So do we do it properly in the sense of make sure everything works, or do we just make sure there's a radio in there and the radio works? I mean, because trying to get things like this, you can get it on eBay and stuff like that, but it takes forever. And is it compatible with the radio that you got? Yeah, and this is the DAB antenna that goes onto that side there, which plugs into this little box. This is a USB one. I think this other one is, it just plugs into the back of the radio, I believe. So I think the next thing we're going to do is, I think I'm going to get a little tornado in here, just clean up all the crap kicking around, give this a bit of a hoover around the front here, and then we might be able to see the birds through the trees and start putting some stereos back in basically, and hopefully buttoning up this bit so it looks a bit tidier and we've got a working stereo. Right, that wasn't a very nice job at all, but we've finally got all the dash bits back in. I have ordered a complete new cup holder ashtray section with the cigarette lighter in it, so we can do that. I've replaced this bit of oak here. I actually ordered one of these bits here, this blanking plate, but I actually found one under the seat as well, so that's the one I found underneath the seat. I had to buy a new surround for this, so that's on there. And the radio is, I hate these Chinese Android radios. They are just rubbish. They don't fit very well. The mounting screws, this is for BMW E46 by the way, which you can get to fit. They do fit, but not very nice. And because it's got the large tablet, the little trim that sits on top of the radio, that no longer fits. So we've had to ditch that. And what else was there? We had to cut some tabs off down the side here, and you can't actually, there's some screw holes that which line up to the screw holes behind here for the original radio, and then obviously you screw that in underneath and then put the trim up underneath that bit there, and that hides all the screws. But again, with this you can't get into it. So there are some little tabs either side here, so it's literally just a push fit. But yeah, you can quite easily, I mean, I'm pulling at it and it's not coming out, but you can actually pull it out. So yeah, again, it's not a very nice fit. Can't get the DAB to work, can't get the GPS to work, but it has got radio. You can hook your phone up to it, so you've got hands-free calling, you have got normal radio, and you've got obviously your streaming from your phone, so you got all that. Again, that's got a steering wheel control module in it, but I think that's from the old radio that used to be in here, another Android one. But I can't get the steering wheel controls to work with this radio, so I mean, we could put it all back to standard again, but I mean, he's buying another radio. They're not the cheapest thing to buy an original radio anymore. So yeah, this came in the car, we fitted it, and we've got radio. So there we go, and it don't actually sound too bad. So there we are, there we have it. Right, I've given the inside here a little bit of a clean. I will need another one. The steering wheel's very worn, again still a little bit grubby, so we need to sort that out as well. So yeah, next job is I've got a new door seal to go around here. We can then put the kick plate on the bottom here as well, and then that's pretty much interior done, and we're just waiting for, what else are we waiting for? We're waiting for the door lock, the rear light, and the ashtray to come. I mean, everything works in this, you know, the cup holder, well, I say cup holder work, it's just proved me wrong, but the cup holder's still there. Yeah, I think we need a new one of them by the looks of it. So we could let it go like that, but you know, we try and make it as nice as we possibly can, within budget if we can. Right, so this is the old door seal. I've got a second-hand one off eBay. So again, just going to slap it on, put the old kick plate back in, and then that's good. Right, just like that, new rubber seal is on. I'll put the floor mats in, I'll put a little trim in, just to make it look a little bit nicer. So yeah, there isn't really much else we can do at the minute. We're still waiting for the ashtray / cigarette lighter. We're still waiting for the rear convenience light to show up. Still waiting for the door lock to show up. Yeah, once that's all done, then we can chuck everything back together again. Another thing I've got is I've got a new window switch because that one was broken. Where is it? It's my box of bits. So we've got a nice new window switch. We'll put that in last, when we put the door panel on. Yeah, I think that is as much as we can do for the meantime. Get my words out. So yeah, we've got a little box of bits. So the little trim bits in there, I've just put in this box. The cables for the radio, I didn't bother putting all them in because there's no need to really. But I'll leave them in a box. We'll chuck it in a boot. And regarding the boot, I could do with a new boot carpet, to be honest with you, and a new board, because that's all distorted. And the back seat is, the fabric is ripped off that. Without replacing the whole back seat, you know, what's the point? It's a £1,500, £1,600, £1,700 car. At the end, sub £2,000 car, shall we say. So why put all that expense in? But we did give it the old detergent in the boot area, make it smell a bit fresher. So again, we'll leave the box of bits in there. So yeah, that is as far as we can go for the meantime. So we'll pick this back up when we get the other bits. I'll probably just bash them in off camera and then give you an update. Again, I've given the interior a little bit of a clean. The front seats need a good scrub with some leather cleaner. Back seats aren't too bad, but as you can see in the grain there's all dirt, and the back is even worse, to be honest with you. Passenger seat isn't as bad, but it's still quite dirty. So when we've got everything sorted on the car and we go to obviously clean and polish the outside, we'll give the inside a good clean as well. But for the meantime, it's just a nicer place to be than having all that dirt and crap when you're messing around with the interior, basically. Get all your clothes dirty. I'll stop waffling for now. I'll pick back up once we've got the trims installed, the door lock installed, and all that sort of stuff. And then hopefully we can tie the video out. I was hoping to get this out by the weekend, but again, just waiting on bits now. So I think you'll have to wait a few extra days for that. Right, just managed to find another job, and that was that headliner. Completely forgot about that. So just used some Evo stick contact adhesive and just stuck that back up just to stop that flapping around. It's not perfect, but trouble is trying to get some contact adhesive in there to try and spray it without spraying the whole interior is a bit difficult, but I think that's more than acceptable for the age of the car. As I say, the rest of the headline is absolutely fine, so that bit seemed okay. Right, so now we have a full set of working locks. So that is all now done. Door cards all now back on. I did give it a little bit of a clean, but as you can see, there's a lot of ingrained dirt in here. I think I'm gonna have to buy a steam cleaner with like a hard bristle brush to really scrub it with some steam, and then we can do the seats as well at the same time and the steering wheel. Yeah, so hopefully that will get rid of all that dirt. Fit the new window switch as well, so all the windows now work and all the buttons are now secure. What else did we do? Dome light. Stuck a new dome light up in there. So that's all now in and working. I'm still waiting for the center console bit for the cigarette lighter. To be honest with you, I'm just going to edit this video now, get it out to you, and we'll just fit that off camera. And when we do the next video, which I'm already starting to put together of all the servicing, as you can see, I've got a nice little list here of stuff that we need to do. All the pink ticks is stuff that we've done already. Oh, I forgot to tick off the window switch. But yeah, we've still got all these bits. So all the underneath and all the servicing bits, which we're now starting to crack on with. Yeah, so we're sort of done with this one for the meantime, for the interior. So again, I'm just going to edit the video, get it out there to you, so you've got something to watch. As I say, I'm now starting to film the video for the servicing and all the exterior bits. I've got my eye on the next car, so hopefully that will all go well. I think I might have to purchase it before we sell this one, just so I've got, again, that's going to be an interesting one for you to get your teeth stuck into. So yeah, if you want to see what it is, then obviously hit that subscribe button, and you'll get notified for when we next upload our next video. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one.